right, so when we're talking about emotional navigation and regulation, it's really important to remember that we need to process emotions with actions, not rumination. For me, my trauma response is to freeze. When you think about the different trauma responses, fight, flight, freeze, mine is freeze. So I tend to ruminate when I am processing emotions and not actually process them. I just ruminate on them. And it doesn't really help for them. It doesn't really help them to release or to reduce. It just kind of puts me in a really emotional state, and it's just kind of like a pattern repeating. So for me to process, I have to take action. Action takes me out of freeze response, and it makes me uncomfortable, but it actually helps to work through the emotion rather than just to cover it up or ruminate. So here are some processing actions. EFT, that was why I did the intro. EFT is a huge part of this process. It's a great way to take action, and you will learn as we go through and you do some of the EFT exercises, you'll know how to apply that when you have different emotions come up, because you can kind of do the same thing each time. Journaling, even though it doesn't feel like very active, you are releasing something from your body, from your mind. You're using your hands, you're writing something down, you are moving energy. So journaling is a great processing action. Mindful movement. This is so important for me in my higher self journey. I started to dance because my higher self really loves dancing, and my higher self likes movement. And so I know when I'm trying to embody her, movement's a great way for me to connect with her. And mindful movement just means it's movement that helps you feel connected, and it's movement that feels good. You don't want to be trying to connect and then doing something that's like hurting your body or destructive. Like, you definitely want it to be movement that feels nourishing and supportive. Another thing that helps is painting, coloring, or doodling. Again, you're using your hands, you're using a different part of your brain, and you're really just moving into the processing of it and shifting that energy, shifting and releasing, and that's what we want. Walking in nature and earthing is another great tool. Nature's super healing. Nature, it reflects back to us the magnificence of creation. It reminds us we are creators. It reminds us who created us, made these beautiful natural things that are so gorgeous, like sunsets and trees. And when we're out in nature and earthing, connect, which just means being barefoot on the earth, you are getting in touch and you're getting healed. You know, if you are conscious about that, you are being healed, and it is a great tool. Another tool that you can use for processing, and that is an action, is to become super present. Locate the feeling or emotion in your body. Where is it? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your chest? What does it look like? Is it a shape? Is it a color? Does it have texture? Does it have a temperature? And just be with it. Just have your consciousness be with that feeling, where it is, in the shape that it is, in the color that it is, and you will be surprised that it starts to dissipate. So you can be present. That is a processing action. And finally, meditation with the asking of help, like angels, Jesus, entities. I'm inviting you into this meditation. This is the emotion I have coming up. Put on a good smell, a candle, a diffuser, and just get connected and ask, and just start to visualize that emotion or that feeling being healed, being relieved, being cleared. Visualize it. Sometimes you might be implementing these new habits and you go back to some old habits. You know, if you're an emotional eater and you end up eating some food you weren't planning on, I would just say, don't beat yourself up. If you're implementing new actions, even if you go back to some of the old ones, that's not bad. You want to just be shifting towards the new paradigm. So you're going to have that point where you're walking a line in between, where you're kind of living in the old paradigm and you're living in the new paradigm. Just trust that implementing these new behaviors over time, they will become more normal. They will become your norm.